Hey, this is Gene.
Hello, this is Ozzy, and welcome to the Gene and Ozzy Show.
My mama always said listening to the Gene and Ozzy Show is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh, look, Elaine, the black and white cookie. I love the black and white. Two races of flavor living side by side.
It's a new Gene and Ozzy show.
I don't want to waste my time on that.
ジーンと
アジのショーへ
ようこそ
You are listening to the Gene and Ozzy Show.
How are you doing since our last show? What have you been up to?
A lot of misery.
Misery? That's the state. Wait a minute, hold on. That's the state I live in.
So I have been watching The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's lost so far some of the charm, but not a lot. But it's still engaging. So whenever you decide to jump on the board, man, hey, you'll love it. It's a good show.
I'm cheap, so I'll wait till the season concludes, and then I will subscribe for 1 month. It makes me feel kind of guilty. It's like I put aside like everything else in my life to binge watch these shows. It doesn't even make any sense. I do enjoy the anticipation.
Yeah.
Of a show coming on. Like, of course, I'm a huge fan of reality shows. So, I'm always wondering what's going to happen next, so.
What reality shows have you been watching lately?
Anything with Gordon Ramsay in it.
Grab a spoon. Come on. Hurry up and taste that. What does that need?
Mascarpone. Where's some butter?
There's no butter, there's no richness, and it's just bland.
Gordon is, he's half of my viewing is Gordon Ramsay. Isn't that crazy? A chef is half of what I watch.
He's entertaining, though. I give you that.
Yeah, he is ornery, but I love
very
him.
much so.
Yeah. He reminds me of nobody. Well, before we jump into the show, I'd like to do just really a few quick shout outs. Stella was, I gave her a shout out the last episode, but her sister also listens to the show, Kalia. So Kalia, thank you for listening to the Go Show, and we hope you continue to listen to the Go Show. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalia. We appreciate you. I always know that.
And love your name, too.
Sounds like Kahlua.
Yeah, that's probably what you're thinking about right now, aren't you, Gene?
Of course.
Yeah. So you have some shout outs there, Gene?
Just a couple. There's a couple of twins.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
Krista and Teresa, who are listeners of our show. So shout out to you, twin sisters. I can tell you apart, but Ozzy can't.
I can tell them apart. I just mess up names sometime. I still know who they are.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
but
they're good friends of ours. So I think it's about time, after 3 seasons into the second episode of the 3rd season, that we should go ahead and give them a shout out. Our subject for today's show is something that is near and dear to our heart. Friends, let's go. Was that lame? Was that a lame intro?
Kinda.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't really care. As we always do, Gene, we have to go all the way back in time. We have to go back in time to when we were little nuggets, little tykes. And, snot coming out of our nose, poopy pants, all of that. Did we have friends back then in those years?
We did. I think that the world was our friends as a little kid. You jump in a sandbox, doesn't matter what color that little kid was.
We would go up to random adults and go, "I love you." Approach random strangers and like, I like you. You have a big nose. I like big noses. You had no criteria. Anybody could be your friend. I was friends with literally everyone, and it sounds like, Gene, you are the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
What really makes a friend?
Here we go again. Gene gets all deep on us.
That's my motto.
You know, boy, that's layered. You know, sometimes let's just talk about you and me for a second.
Okay.
Okay, because we've been close friends for many, many years.
You and me, you and I, been friends for years.
This is one of the reasons what just happened just now.
Because I serenade you.
Okay. Gene and I think alike.
We do.
So when we first met, we instantly recognized ourselves in each other. And now for some people, that's a turnoff. But for Gene and I, we were enamored. Because we were looking for someone like us.
That is a beautiful way of describing that. Thank you.
So it's in general. I mean, now some people are the opposite. They want their opposite. I never wanted my opposite. And man, we hit it off right away.
We did. Since that night, since the word go.
Maybe it wasn't right away, but maybe the second day.
Right.
We were like, yeah, we're going to be really good friends. And we acknowledged that. We knew right away. It's almost like love at first sight, but friendship at first sight.
Yeah. Ozzy was sitting at a table, and I'm coming in the door with CJ, and CJ's like going around the room introducing me. And you know how it is when like people in the room, you like say, hey, you know, how are you? Nice to meet you. And then he points to Ozzy and he said, that's Ozzy. And we looked at each other, gave each other a little head nod, like, what's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
And then sparkles.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he's a white dude. I'm a black dude. That's the only difference.
That's the only difference between Gene and I.
We're the same age, listen to the same music. We're in the same circle of friends. Let's go.
We like the same friends.
We like the same.
We can have, like, when we went to North Carolina on vacation.
Yeah.
We thought exactly alike when it came to our choice of friends who should be on this trip. However, I was disappointed a little bit with you because you did bring in some friends that we didn't know at the time.
Dude, we're just trying to fill some seats.
Yeah, you're filling some, not seats, but beds. Because that's another thing that Gene and I have in common. We love saving money.
Yeah, we're frugal.
We're frugal.
Or in other people's eyes, we're cheap.
We're cheap.
Cheap.
Cheap. Gene's cheaper than me, though, by far.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm so cheap.
That's why we're friends, man. We think alike.
Yes, quite absolutely right.
The second point, okay, when it comes to what makes a good friendship, you have to maintain it.
True. That's important. I don't think we've had an argument.
Never.
We had slight disagreements.
Very tiny.
They're very minuscule, but I've probably had more disagreements with my wife than I have with you.
Oh yeah, by far.
Perish the thought, but both of us are forgiving and understanding.
Yes.
And patient, but we really haven't had a disagreement or a fight.
There's no need. It's like looking in the mirror and going, Do you agree with that, Ozzy? Duh, I'm right here. You know, it's like, you know, in fact, we're even the same height. You could stand on the other side of the mirror and I can look at you.
Yeah, I know, right? A little darker tone.
A little
But,
bit. Tan.
yeah, a little tan. So all of you listeners who are tuned into the Gene and Ozzy show, we hope that you have a solid friendship with someone just like we have.
We hope so. We want we're not selfish in any way. We want others to have close friends. You need close friends in your life. Friends that will always be there no matter what happens. And if you don't have that, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you. I do.
You're crying right now for them.
Yeah. I'm not crying, but someone is. Someone's listening to the show and they're crying.
I want that kind of friendship.
Have any friends like Gene and Ozzy?
But you know what? You can be our friend. They can be our friend.
You can be our friend. You can listen to our show, and that's step one.
Yes. Step one. Step one.
Step two.
Listen.
Step two, you write into the show. Step three,
promote our show.
You promote our show. We're stupid. That's why we're friends. We're both dumb.
Yep. That's hilarious. And it does go all the way back to when we were kids.
Yeah.
Right. So do you got like the earliest recollection of a friend, a close friend?
But yeah, our siblings were our closest friends when we were little kids.
Yeah.
And we both were from large families. So yeah, we thought that those friendships were going to last forever.
Wrong.
No. Unfortunately, sometimes the people that you are closest to, they're not literal family.
You wish they were closer.
You want that.
Yeah, you want that.
But
obviously,
you don't get what you want sometimes, Gene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? On that note, I gotta say, my sister Leah, she's next to me in age, and I remember her telling me one time that she could have been jealous because she was the youngest. She could have been jealous of me, and I guess she looked at us as friends, and she looked out for me.
Oh.
And here's one thing that a friend does: defend the other person.
Yes.
And I've defended you.
Yeah.
When people say you got chicken legs, I say, no, he doesn't.
You're a jerk.
No, he doesn't. It's like turkey legs.
Like okay, chicken. I see.
Yeah. No, but I'm kidding. But Leah, first grade, I had a plastic car, a Camaro, by the way, a white Camaro that I really loved, right? And I remember first grade taking it to school. First grade teacher, Mrs. Hart, she had a long nose, little hook nose, but she would remind the class, put your toys away when class is started.
Which?
Yeah, right. She was.
Frickin' nose.
I just kept playing with my car, with my Camaro. And she said, all right, I'm taking your car. And she kept it for 2 days. And so I went home and I told my sister Leah,
Mrs. Hart took my Camaro.
what did my sister do? Next day, she marched right to Mrs. Harp's class.
You better give my little brother his car back now.
You know what Miss Harp did?
She gave that car to
absolutely
your sister.
Absolutely.
She was scared.
She was my hero.
Yeah.
Aw. She gave my car back.
So yeah, your siblings can be your friends as well. And when we were young, yeah, we had our siblings as friends. But as we grew a little older and we got into school, we started developing little friendships with the little kids in our elementary school. One in particular, I can't remember his name. I think it was the first grade.
Yeah.
I just walked around with him. I'm just like, hey, whatever your face name is. But we would go to the bathroom together. And back then in the
You don't go to the bathroom with me.
in the night. Well, I'm sorry, Gene, but I don't want to do what I did back in the 1970s. Is we would go into this trough of a urinal. You know,
That thing was big, right?
yeah, it was just everyone. For little boys back then, you would all pee together in this big, huge porcelain tub.
You just dropped your pants down to your knees, little butt cheeks all in a row.
Bunch of butt cheeks, just everybody peeing like there's no tomorrow. And yeah, but so we would do everything together, but I barely remember anything else about him.
You don't even remember his name.
I don't even remember his name.
Some friend.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, whoever you are.
Sorry, whoever you are. But I had a little friend like that in the first grade.
Yeah.
His name is Andy. He looked like Nicholas on Eight Is Enough.
I wish sometimes our podcast was visual.
Yeah.
That kid had a bowl haircut.
Yep.
It was blonde hair.
Blonde
hair.
Yeah.
And like a bowl haircut. But go ahead.
That was Andy.
What about Andy really sticks in your head?
He even talked like Nicholas.
Hi, my name is Andy. Would you be my friend?
He was a cool kid.
Yeah.
And first grade, we were like, hey, let's be best friends. He's like, okay. And it was it. That was it. You want to be best friends? Yeah.
Okay. Isn't this is exactly what we were talking about, Gene?
Right.
Low expectations, low requirements.
Lowered expectations.
You're breathing. You want to be best friends?
Sure. Yeah. All right. It's exclusive.
Yeah. You didn't, and like you said before, no one cared about the color of your skin.
Nope.
That happens later. When people start caring about things like that, it comes from the world, the outside world. Because kids are not born to be racist. They're not born to
have class distinctions.
Yeah, care about any of that. I mean, because I don't remember any kids caring.
Yeah. You just wanted to play.
Just play.
That's want to play.
Yeah.
Me and Andy, we played. We played all the time.
I bet you did.
We even went over each other's houses in the first grade. We used to beg our parents, can I go over Andy's house? And he'd be like, can I go over Gene's house?
Don't talk to Dad before I talk to him. You'll blow it. I'll try anything.
And that was it, man. But sadly, as we got older,
yeah,
you know how it goes.
Yeah, you don't those early friendships just go away. They don't stick.
Nah.
You start to realize that you're very different. You start to have requirements, friendship requirements. Like, hey, I need you to be a nice person. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Stuff like that.
When we were younger, I didn't realize you were a jerk. And now I get it. I don't want to be your friend anymore.
But Andy moved away.
Aww.
And along came Stuart.
Andy was replaced by Stuart.
We did have another mutual friend named Dion.
Okay, Dion.
What's up, black man? How you doing?
And you probably can relate to this. You ever had a situation where you're with your young friend? Let's say you're at their house and they got in trouble. And let's say that they got a spanking. How did that make you feel?
So when they would get in trouble, I did not want to get in trouble with my friend. So I just shut up. I didn't defend. I just sat in the corner going, I can't wait when this is over.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We go over to Stuart's house, me and Dion. Stuart gets in trouble. Mind you, we're like third grade, fourth grade. And when Stuart gets in trouble, his mom would bring out this humongous belt. It was like a wrestling belt.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she would be like, well, first of all, she would tell me and Dion to go outside.
Oh, it's that bad? You all either cover your eyes or just go outside.
She would
talk like this. Now, Jane, Dion, y'all go outside now. He's gonna get a little spanking.
And so we'd go outside, just right outside on the porch, and then we'd hear, and me and Dion would just like stare at each other, like, "Oh my god, I need to go. I need to go home."
We have a loser friend.
Our friend is getting slaughtered in there, and he would just be crying. Yeah.
You felt sorry for your friend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we didn't care, but we didn't know what to do. It was awkward.
Very.
I mean, my best friend is being beaten to death. What should I do? I'll just stand here.
I know, it's such an awkward situation to be in. Did I just go?
I'd rather be in my bedroom right now playing with my Hot Wheels.
I could be eating cereal right now.
Yeah. And reading the cereal box, which is the only thing that we used to do in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of instructions, very important things that needed to be read.
Watch me trick Fred out of his fruity pebbles.
Very important.
But anyway, so very interesting stories about your two young friends. I also had some friends, I think, that I was close to in the fourth grade.
Right.
4th and 5th grade. Oldham County Elementary School shout out.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the people are gay.
And I don't even know if it exists anymore.
Go figure.
I liked nice people.
And the girls were nice people.
The girls were nice.
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
I didn't realize this, but I guess I was a little bit of a player. We went on this field trip, and this is burned in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't even know where. Maybe the state capitol. Probably not. This was the 4th grade. I remember what I had for lunch, Gene. I had a Big Red and a tuna sandwich. Oh, that's crazy.
You got a good memory on that.
My goodness, I don't remember anything, and I remember the lunch I had. So I wanted to find something in common with the girls, Kim and April. Mm-hmm. So I would talk about things that they were interested in.
I love your nails.
You actually said that.
So that was my way of becoming their friend. And you know what? They liked me so much that they both wanted to sit by me on the school bus on the field trip. So Kim was on one side, April was on the other, and I held both of their hands.
Look at you, little
foot.
Foot.
But here's the embarrassing part about this story. I'm still connected with April, but I ran into Kim at the Oxmoor Mall. This was back in the late 90s or the early zeros.
Yeah.
Ran into her, and I said, "Hey, Kim," because I recognized her, Gene.
Yeah.
Girl, I knew exactly who this was.
You even remember her nail color and everything.
I remember everything. So I said, "Hey, Kim, how you doing?" And she looks at me, petrified. Like, she looks scared. Oh, I just have to tell her who I am. It's Ozzy. It's and I had a lot of nicknames, so I had to go through all these nicknames. It's Mo. Remember Mo? Mike.
We held hands on the bus.
and she kind of just shuffled off. She goes, "I don't know who you are. Please stay away from me." Oh! Cuckoo. I don't know if that was a turning point in my life. That was so embarrassing.
What did you do?
So awkward. I'm just like, okay, all right.
She just left you standing there.
That hurt me, Gene.
Man.
That was my girl.
I'm sorry.
How did she forget about me? I guess I wasn't that special.
Guess not.
How you doing? You remember me?
You you remember me? She was like, "Oh yeah, stay away from me."
Oh, I remember you. Yeah.
I remember you, all right.
Yeah. You're the same kid that peed in class. Stay away from me.
Did your cat pee on you? Stay away from me.
You're disgusting, and I don't care if you have clean underwear on. Just step off.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, I just finished my walk through the Oxmoor because I never bought anything back then.
No, we would just roam the mall.
I just roamed. I went to the sunglass store and J. Riggins and a bunch of stupid stores and looked through the window and go, man, I wish I had money. And I left, and that was it. That was so embarrassing.
It was the thing to do. But your story reminded me of a situation with a young girl named Vanessa.
I'm sorry if it reminds you of anything, because that's terrible.
I know, it was terrible. But Vanessa was like Charlie Brown's little redhead girl with freckles.
I'd give anything to be able to talk to that little red-haired girl. The amazing thing is that I know I'm the sort of person she'd like. I mean, I'm not rough or crude or anything. I'm not the greatest person who ever lived, of course. But after all, who is? I'm just a nice sort of a guy who never gets to meet little red-haired girls.
And we rode the same bus. I just thought that she was a nice girl. So it was one day out on the playground. I was probably in one of my moods. So I'm not playing kickball, not playing basketball, not playing football. I just want to be by myself. So I go and sit in the swings by myself. And along comes Vanessa. And she comes sits next to me. She's in the next swing, and we're like swinging, talking. And I'm like, hey, I think she likes me. She's kind of cute. You know, freckled redhead kid. And so I go back home, and we're playing Hot Wheels with Stuart and another neighborhood kid named Wayne. Wayne is a weirdo. So we're talking about being out in the playground, and I tell them about the little time I spent with Vanessa. Now, all of us rode the same school bus. So Stuart thought there was, "Aw, that's nice, that's sweet." Wayne, however, says,
I'm going to tell Vanessa you like her.
Uh-oh.
Nope. As soon as we get on the bus tomorrow, I'm going to tell everybody. And I'm going to tell her that you like her.
How old were you?
5th grade.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, please don't do that. And he was just determined. I knew it because he was that kind of kid, right? So I played hooky the next day.
You literally didn't go to school because of that?
I literally didn't go to school because
Gene.
I was just feeling sick at my stomach, and I just did not feel like going to school.
Your whole life was falling apart.
It was at that point. Now, my older sisters rode the bus too. And I had a feeling that Wayne was going to say something, which he did, because my sister came back home from school, and she tells me what happened. I'm like, uh-oh, what happened? And she said, as soon as Vanessa got on the bus and she sat down, Wayne goes over to her and sits down beside her and says,
Gene's in love with you.
And then Vanessa looks at him and goes,
Ew. Yeah.
Ew.
I don't like him. And then my sister Leah, my superhero
sister.
She said,
who would like you anyway, you and your ugly freckle face?
Ugly freckle face.
Kind of puts her in place. But that stuck with me, man.
Oh. Yeah, it hurts, man.
Yeah, it hurts.
When someone you think is your friend and they say something terrible like that.
You're like, ew.
Like, ew.
Yeah.
By the way, can your sister be my friend?
I'm sure she's already your friend.
Okay. I would love that type of defense.
She could have defended you when the girl dissed you at the mall.
Man, I would have loved that. I would have been like, okay, go.
Leah, handle her.
Leah, go.
She would have. She would have. No
Yeah.
joke.
So, yeah. So let's go into the middle school years. Middle school years. So our friendships started to evolve. We started, refining who we wanted. Okay, I just went too far. We didn't refine anything in the middle school, but we started to like certain attributes better than others. It wasn't necessarily about who was better, but who you could hang out with without feeling awkward.
Right.
So I started getting close to a certain group of friends that traded baseball cards. And honestly, I continued to be their friend into high school. I don't know how to describe this. Over the years, we started to we would see each other in the hallway and stuff like that, and acknowledge each other, but because we were going to different classes, it's just like that friendship just started to dissipate. It started to just go away after a while. It wasn't as strong as in middle school.
Right. It wasn't.
But middle school, I have to tell you that there's a couple friends I have to call out. Michael McDonald. Yes.
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald, not the singer. I know it was the same time period.
You don't know me, but I'm your brother.
So
we're gonna to last street. We're gonna. Did he used to say that?
You do that so well, Gene. Are you Michael McDonald?
Wanna poop?
Did you just say I want to poop? Anyway, so no, Michael McDonald was a redhead.
Michael McDonald.
No, I'm not. I'm talking real red. I'm talking bright sun red, carrot top. Talking about carrot top red. Anyway, and he had freckles, red freckles. Had all the coolest baseball cards.
Michael McDonald. I can't get over that name.
Yeah, Michael McDonald. Anyway, we were good friends. I was also friends with Scotty, but for different reasons. I wanted to be liked, Gene, and Scotty was one of the cool kids.
Ask around the block with the cool kids. Everybody know we be too lit. Haters can't stop us, yeah we do this. Never second guess it, the truth is with the cool kids.
A little heavy set, a little chubby, but he was still part of the cool group. He had, like cool penny loafers, and there was cool things about him.
Right.
And but it was the 6th grade. I was just getting acclimated to middle school. And he turns around and looks at me and goes,
I have a new nickname for you.
I'm like, what?
Butt hairs.
I'm like, what? He goes, your new nickname is butt hairs. And then he started telling everybody in the class,
he's butt hairs from now on. Butt hairs, butt hairs, butt hairs.
Oh man, that's cruel.
See, and at the time I had no idea what butt hairs, what is that? Because there was no hair on my body. So I had no idea what he was talking about. Butt hairs? Like hair in your butt? Like it was just boggled my mind. I didn't understand what he was talking about. So that nickname stuck until I graduated high school.
No, dude.
People in the hallway go, yo, butt hairs, butt hairs. And I'm like, oh, why couldn't I have another name?
You probably just wanted to quit school.
I had lots of nicknames, but butt hairs stuck. No pun intended. Butt hairs stuck. The longest. In fact, even to this day, if I found some kids that I used to go to high school with, well, they're now like old men, but if I went up to them and I said, it's Ozzy, it's Michael, they'd be like, butt hairs? That's why I will never go to a reunion. Never.
Oh man, because you'll be known as butt hairs.
I don't, as an adult, I don't want people saying that out loud at a reunion. So, yeah, no way.
Rear end follicles.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have to say one. You know, I wanted to be accepted by the cool kids. I thought the cool kids traded baseball cards.
The cool kids are doing it.
I was kind of wrong on that, and I started realizing that as the years progressed, like, oh, they're not cool. They're like me. And then we started trading Garbage Pail Kid cards.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. My whole life went off the rails after that.
After the whole butt hairs trauma.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. That's rough. That's rough.
It is. What it is.
Oh man, yeah. I've been called some names too, though. Back in the Michael Jackson era, and everybody had a Jerry curl, and I was one of them.
You're dripping, weren't you, Gene?
I was dripping. I was dripping some Jerry curl juice.
Yum.
Get on the school bus, and you know how kids are. You start giving each other noogies, and so I give this kid a noogie, and then he turns around and gives me one back, and he goes, "Ooh, is that Crisco oil on your?"
Crisco oil in your hair?
Yeah, he started calling me Crisco.
Yeah. I had greasy hair like that too, but it wasn't because of any Jerry curl stuff. Because my hair was dirty.
Ew. That's horrible. That's horrible. Oh, man. All right. Let's move on in time then. Okay, what about in your 20s? Late teens.
Late teens, 20s. Yeah, I got to tell you about a friend that I started hanging out with. I never thought I was part of the cool kids,
Yeah.
The cool kids,
So I started hanging out with this guy. Gene, I need your help with remembering what kind of car he had. He had one of those muscle cars.
Trans Am, Camaro.
I think it was a Trans Am.
Okay.
It had the little in the back.
Little fin,
like the fins on the window.
Oh yeah, it's probably Camaro. Yeah.
Was it a Camaro?
Yeah, Camaros used to have that.
Okay. Anyway,
on the back glass.
He had it was decked out and everything. It was a stick shift. And it smelled like leather and. But he wasn't a rich kid or anything like that. He was poor. I started hanging out with him because of his car and because, we had some things in common. Like he was kind of goofy and I was goofy.
Oh, I'm alive.
But then our friendship went south really fast.
Oh no. What did you do?
I did nothing wrong. This was in Ohio, by the way. Right. This guy said something racist.
Oh, no.
Out of nowhere. We were driving. I don't even remember where we were driving, but he said something racist. And I'm like, what did you say? Because, Gene, I wasn't raised to put up with that at all. Not in my family. What did he use the N-word? And I'm like, I need you to drop me off. And I don't want to talk to you ever again, man. That friendship went south real fast. I couldn't even stomach looking at him again.
So what did he do when you told him that? When you gave him that response?
I tried to reason with him. If someone is racist at that age, I don't think they're going to listen to reason.
Nah.
You're going to hate these people over here because of their skin color? Is this what you're telling me?
You're like, those are my brothers.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Yeah, you're really dumb. I changed my friends.
Yeah.
And, I got a little bit more picky.
Mm-hmm.
And I started hanging out with another poor family in Ohio. and they were very nice to me. And that was my criteria.
And I'm thinking, even to this day, you are around a lot of black folks.
Most of my friends are black. I don't know. Sorry, I only have a few white friends. I have no idea what. It has nothing to do with anything.
I know, that's funny. And I was thinking that night we met, I think you were around. You were on a card table full of black.
All my friends were black back then.
You were around
Yeah.
the table with a lot of black dudes.
I have Asian friends too. Remember Asian Bobby?
Asian Bobby.
That's our
Asian Bobby
guy.
was
That's
at
our
that
boy.
table. I think Asian Bobby was there. He was at that.
He probably was.
Yeah, and maybe one other white guy. Maybe.
How did we get away with calling Asian Bobby?
He calls himself Asian Bobby.
Oh, that may be that's probably true. Can I tell you just one more experience in Ohio that happened to me?
No, go ahead.
Back when we were teenagers and early 20s, we would just go to people's houses and sometimes we just sleep on their couch, stupid stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, one time I did this at this one family's house, and the girls decided to play a prank on me.
Oh no!
But anyway, I fell asleep, and they're like, "You know what? Would be really cool if let's paint Ozzy's face.
Okay.
Let's make a lipstick on, mascara, and let's get rid of all the mirrors."
Oh no!
So they did that.
Yeah.
I woke up from my nap, and they're like, "Let's go to the mall." So I'm like, cool. No mirrors anywhere. Or I would have seen this.
Dude, and you didn't wake up at all while they were doing that to you?
I didn't wake up at all.
That's crazy.
I felt them like touching my face, but I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
So I went to the mall, and I was walking through the mall, and these kids were, just, you know how the kids in the 90s walked down through the mall. I mean, that's what we had this group of teenagers going, knocking over trash cans and things like that. And I look in one of the windows of one of the stores, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" It just hit me like I am wearing full makeup. And so I run to the store, the window, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, take me home now." "No, we're not going to take you home. Take me home now. Take me home now."
Nope, butt hairs. We're not going to.
No, butt hair. No, they didn't call me butt hairs. That was long after that. So I still talk to those friends for a while.
Yeah.
But then just like anything else, your life shifts.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like they're out of your life.
They're just
they're gone.
Kind of drift away, and
yeah,
you lose connections. Speaking of losing connections, I was in North Carolina, and I was staying with some relatives in North Carolina. It was on an army base, and it was 1985, and I was about 13. I saw another kid. He was a little white kid, pretty much the same getup that I was wearing. And the only difference, he's a white kid and I was a black kid, but he had this big, huge boom box.
Nice.
On his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he was like pumping some Fat Boys. He was all into Fat Boys. I was more into Run DMC.
Oh, I was a Run DMC fan too.
Yeah. So I was more into Run DMC. He's like he had that volume cranked up, pumping some Fat Boys, right? And I'm like, "Hey, so you like Fat Boys?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He said, "You into Fat Boys too?" I'm like, "No, I'm more into Run DMC." I'm like 13. All of a sudden, boom, we're best friends. Lowered expectations. And so we started palling around, started break dancing around the neighborhood. We started packing around like the boom box and the little linoleum rug, and we go and like do these little break dancing battles with other little kids in the neighborhood, and popping and locking. And all of a sudden, one day, Brian was his name. He was over at the house. He says, "Hey, why don't you come over to my place for a little bit?" And we're like, "Okay." So I'll go over there. And I meet his dad. His dad was in the military. Big, huge white dude, right? And he did shake my hand, and but he was kind of standoffish. I'm like, like, okay. So I didn't really think too much about it. The other neighborhood kids would tell me, like, hey, Brian's dad's a racist, right?
Oh no, Gene.
And I'm like,
wait a minute, we're gonna have to change the name of this show.
And not to racism.
Racist friends.
Racist friends. And I'm like, no, it's not. They're like, yeah, ask so and so. And like, so and so's Brian's dad a racist? They're like, yeah, he's in the Klan. We're like, what?
Are you sure, Gene, that it wasn't the Krispy Kreme Club, or we're talking we're talking about the real KKK?
The real KKK.
Wow.
Okay, and it was other older kids who was telling me that, right? And so at first I tried to like block it out. I'm like, cause Brian, he's into hip hop. He's carrying around a big boombox playing Fat Boys. How can he can't be racist?
Oh, he's not. His dad could be, though.
But his dad could be. And the more people would tell me that, the more it would sink down into my head. I'm like, maybe he is.
Yeah.
So a few days pass, and Brian's like, I want you to spend the night at my house this weekend.
Great idea.
At first I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I don't know if I should go. And I did, but I already said yeah. And then I was like,
I don't know anymore.
I don't know, man. And I was starting to feel some sort of way, but he was like, man, just come on. Because he'd been to my place. He spent the night at my place, right?
Yeah.
Not a big deal. So he's like, yeah, just come over to my place. Dude, I got so terrified. I went over to his house, right? And I'm like,
imagine.
I'm like,
how scared you were.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'm like looking all around me.
Yeah.
And his dad wasn't home.
Were you praying? Please.
Yes, I was.
Please, God.
Yes, I was. And we were watching You Can't Do That on Television. Remember that show?
Oh, I love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching that, and all of a sudden it hit me. I'm like, I gotta go.
I gotta use the bathroom.
I gotta go
at my house.
And I just bolted out of the door, and I ran all the way home.
You may have saved your life. The Gene Ozzy show may have never existed because you could have been hurt.
No, but here's the thing. Brian was a solid kid.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure about his dad. And it could be a made-up story. I don't know.
Kids are crazy, man. They do make up stuff. Now, but I know in your part of Kentucky, the Klan is there.
This is in North Carolina, though, by the way.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, that state.
The Klan is even more.
Yeah. Actually, I visited East Tennessee recently, and I got hints of some of that. But well, that's interesting. So that ends our show on racism. Tune in next. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so we have to talk about a mutual friend of ours. His name is CJ. He brought life into our friendship that may or may not have existed without him. He conceived us.
He's the father. He's our dad.
The father of our friendship.
I am your father.
But anyway, we're just about to interview one of our oldest friends. I don't know if he understands what kind of influence he had on our friendship.
Is our guy on?
CJ is joining us from Japan.
Our guy is here, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only C to the J to the Lee.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
He looks exactly the same.
You don't change, man. You don't age.
You guys look the same too.
Well, thank you.
Okay, you're gonna start lying from the very beginning of our show.
Because Ozzy aged. You know, black don't crack though.
Look at this. Okay.
He said,
I mean, you all still look the same.
Yeah.
Look at this. Thank you.
Yeah.
How you been, man? How you been?
I've been good, man. How about you guys?
Pretty good. Maintaining. You know how we do.
I heard all about the podcast. I was like, okay, that's cool, man. That sounds like something these guys would do. And then did it right too.
But you know, it started off during the pandemic. Because everybody was just shut in their house.
Depressed.
Right.
and really how it got launched is me and Ozzy was just we listened to ourselves talk on the phone and it was comedic. And we were thinking, why don't we put this conversation out to the public? Here we are.
There you go.
6 episodes a year that we do.
I got you. Okay.
At a snail's pace.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm introverted, right?
Yeah, we do. We know.
I was loving COVID. Aside from people getting sick and passing away, of course that's not good.
No.
That's terrible. But if there's any silver lining, I'm like, this is an introverted person's dream.
It's like a dream come true for an introvert.
Yeah, right.
An international lockdown? Are you kidding me? What did I do right?
Man, I said that really for like 2 or 3 years.
Meanwhile, the extroverts were dying in our skin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, we were all.
Yeah, it was rough for a lot of people. In all seriousness.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. You are the father of this podcast.
How's that?
You are. I'm just going to throw that out there. Ozzy, you want to explain?
We wouldn't be a duo, Gene and Ozzy, without CJ.
That's deep.
Do you know why we say that?
Do that.
Enlighten me.
You invited Gene and you invited me to the same. I won't even call it a party. What was that?
Was it during like a holiday or?
It was a holiday, and you invited us over to your house.
It was cold. I do remember that.
For games, or your apartment, I believe. And you invited your sister.
I never
Nikita.
had an apartment.
Was it an apartment?
I never had an apartment. No.
It was a condo. It was a condo.
Was it a condominium?
That was Lakita's house.
So you invited us to Lakita's.
Now that might be. Yeah. That might
be. Interesting.
That was something we did regularly.
Okay. Well, we both enjoyed it very much.
You know what happened that night, CJ? So I walk in. Ozzy was sitting at the table playing cards. Then you went around the room introducing me to people. And I look over to Ozzy. You said, "This is Ozzy." And I did a head nod. Ozzy did a head nod.
Really?
And then we're like, "You're my best friend now."
It was just like that.
Bling.
Man,
you are the father of our friendship.
That is awesome, dude. I mean, it really is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember any of it.
What did I tell you, Jim? What did I tell you? I don't remember anything.
You just went on.
I don't remember. I don't remember any of it. I'll tell you all. Let me just say this though, because I can understand you guys, and the reason I say that is because, do you guys know Tyrone? I know you probably.
Tyrone.
Yeah. In Louisville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great friend of mine. Well, in short, I met him through his cousin 20 years later or so. I've known Tyrone longer now than I've really known his cousin.
Look at that.
So I get it.
Yeah.
I get what you guys are talking about.
You're picking up what we're dropping off.
Most definitely.
You're tasting our Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yes. It's good stuff too.
You're smelling what we're throwing out.
It's cherry Kool-Aid. So, what time is it?
Yeah.
8 o'clock our time.
8:16 our time.
I'm already on Saturday.
What? Oh, on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask that because it's
CJ,
Friday night here.
CJ, come back in time with us to Friday. It's like Back to the Future.
Good night, future boy.
It's not even 2 different time zones. We're in 2 different days.
2 different days.
2 different
That's
days.
crazy.
Man.
Two different continents.
14-hour difference.
Wow.
You guys are. Yeah.
We're stuck in the past all the time, you know?
So tell us about what's going on now, CJ. What's happening with you?
You know, I started visiting this country back in 07, first trip. And at that time, man, I could go to like a 7-Eleven and my trip would have been made because everything was so very different from just, being in the States and everything. Where I live is just a regular residential place with grocery stores, occasional McDonald's, Starbucks. Just
oh wow.
It never occurred to me that someday that magic would be gone.
See, my mom and dad, they were just talking about you today because I mentioned that we were going to be interviewing you for our show, and they love your wife. They didn't care much about you, but they really
I know that's not true.
Like your wife. No, they love you both.
Dude, we haven't had the privilege of meeting your wife yet.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your wife.
She studied English in school, speaks well. We speak English probably 90% in the household.
Oh wow.
Could also be good for me to try to use some Japanese. But she knows more English than I know Japanese. So that's typically how we do it. Yeah.
I hear you. So do me a favor. Tell us something in Japanese.
No, in Japanese is a possession.
Oh.
Is a possession. So if you want to say my name is, you say watashi no. That's my. Watashi is I.
Watashi
and
no.
Watashi no is my.
No, Gene, no Ozzy show.
Okay. Gene is very offensive. We're sorry, CJ.
I see.
Offending people.
He said, "Yeah, I see that."
He's from the boondocks of Kentucky, so you have to give him a pass.
I have no culture.
The only culture he has is in yogurt. Okay.
In yogurt.
In yogurt.
Wait.
Yeah, blueberry.
Yeah.
Bring her on.
Right?
Bring her on. Yeah, bring her up here.
At least a little bit.
Can I say hi? Can we say hi?
Yeah, we'd like to meet her first.
They would like to meet you. Can you just wave?
What?
Yeah, they want to meet you. They
I cannot hear.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's my buddy Ozzy, my buddy Gene.
Oh.
Good friends of mine, longtime friends of mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Old friends. Oh, there's audio difficulties now for some. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Your audio just cut out.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very. Tell her, please. It was very nice to meet her.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Went back to maybe we can meet in person and have a chance to. We'll be back. We're planning to come back next year.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
If everything works out.
Yeah.
So maybe
course.
maybe we can hook up, do some things.
I live in St. Louis, so I would need to know.
Right. Maybe your dad said that. I can't remember.
Isn't
Maybe
Ozzy's dad the coolest? Doesn't he look like Norman Lear? He's just the coolest man.
He's a nice guy. I was going to say, actually, what was it? Last year, 2019. I can't remember. But anyway, I got to know your dad really well. Your mom and my mother are kind of good friends now.
Yeah, I know. Our families are tight. Your mom and your aunt, they're constantly checking on my mom and dad, making sure they're okay. That's
right.
Very much appreciated.
Yeah, cool.
So
that's cool.
The Gene Ozzy show wouldn't exist without CJ. Our friendship wouldn't exist without CJ, more than likely. We may have met.
That's not entirely true.
I mean, we may have met somehow, like in a different setting. That's possible.
But man, thank you again. Thank you so much. And just now, not only just being on the show with us, but thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah. There you go. Golden girls. Are you all the golden
boys?
Oh.
I'm a golden boy.
If that's what you guys want to do, man, that's cool.
I would watch a bunch of old men farting around. I would.
I just pooped my pants.
I just pooped my pants.
Yeah, what day is it? Oh man. Say goodbye in Japanese.
That's sayonara. Sayonara. You all know that. Sayonara.
Never heard of it before.
Yeah. You have. It's just usually people pronounce it wrong. It's
So say it.
sayonara.
Sayonara.
Say wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait. Say it again, real clearly.
Okay, so the correct pronunciation is sayonara.
Oh.
Sayonara. Sayonara. It means
Sayonara.
goodbye for a long, but it means goodbye for a long time. So maybe in our case, we should say matane, which means see you later. Yeah.
Matinee.
It means it's a shorter time.
Yeah. Go to the matinee, CJ. Go to the matinee.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because you can save money. Yes.
That's true. I guess.
Matinee.
That's how I'm going to remember it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say sayonara.
Okay.
Sayonara.
So Gene doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Sayonara.
He's going to say whatever he wants.
You will not say
that's
correct.
cool, man.
You disrespect.
And he's going to mock the Japanese. So, okay.
Well, we'll basically know what he's trying to say anyway, you know.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, guys.
You disrespect my honor.
Yeah, right. Oh, no, he pulled up.
All right, Lee.
Samurai.
Take care, buddy.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right. See you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. Well, there it is.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yay! C to the J.
So glad that we were able to interview CJ after all these years, all the way from Japan. But that was really cool, you know, and I'm glad CJ now knows that he birthed us.
He said, I'm your daddy now, boys. Daddy now.
It makes sense that he moved to Japan. He's very Japanese.
Yeah, that he is.
He's very Japanese.
Very Japanese. You know?
Very Japanese.
You really think so?
You really think so? But anyway, so but CJ, thank you. Just
thank you, CJ.
Thank you for being a friend.
And travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
But anyway, what else? Do we have anything else to talk about? Do we have any other friends that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, just briefly. I think I should mention my roommates before I got married.
Chris. Yes, absolutely. You were close to Chris when we met.
Yeah.
And I remember this clearly because you started drifting from Chris. Did he notice?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You kind of took Chris's place.
I took Chris.
You took Chris.
I'm sorry that I took Gene from you. But I told you can have him back.
Seems like the battle is between you and Ashley now.
There's no battle. I love Ashley. There's love there. Ashley's like a part of you. So my friendship with you extends to Ashley.
It does.
Ashley feels it too, I'm sure.
She does.
Yeah.
She thinks you're her brother.
I am.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. Inside joke. Let's let's move on to friends now. Our friends now. We finally matured. We finally grew taste buds when it comes to who we like and dislike. And we're selective now.
We are.
And like I have some very close friends. We all play golf together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're pretty close, but I have like different types of friends. So I have like my closest friends, like you, and I can embarrass a few other people, but I'm not going to do that. I want to give them a warning. But anyway, so I have some really close friends, and then I have like my second tier friends. Yeah. My second tier friends, you know, I may do things with them every now and then. I say hi to them when I see them, you know, yo, bro, what's up? Things like that. And then I have my third tier friends.
How often do you see the third tier friends?
Third tier friends, I may see them every once in a while. And those are the friends that I'm like, I don't know their name. I don't. I don't know who. I don't. I like him.
What's that guy's name again?
I like this guy, but what's his name?
I'm the same way. The third and fourth tier friends. That's when you got to really dip into the Rolodex of
Yeah.
who is this person. You know what I do? Here's my trick. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Hey, how's the family?
Oh, that's smart.
Because they start dropping names.
Name bombing, and then you're like, oh, that's who you are.
Yeah.
Ah.
See, stick with me, kid. You're going places. Yeah.
Stick with me.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn things.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I just forget, and I go, hey, you. you guy, you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're like telling me my name. Hey, Gene.
Dude, that's the worst part.
I know. And like, you gotta.
That's the worst part when they go to you and they're like saying your name front and center, right? Front and center. Ozzy, it is so good to see you again. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, who are you?
That recently happened to me. The dude's just saying my name like over and over. What's up, Gene? What's up, Gene? Hey, Gene. Hey, Gene. And I'm like, I don't even remember this guy's name.
I don't know.
What is this?
We whisper to ourselves like,
Can you read my mind? Do you know what it is that you do to me? I don't know who you are. Just a friend from another star. Here I am, like a kid out of school, holding hands with a god. I'm a fool.
who are you? What's your name?
Have I met you before?
Are you?
In another life.
Do you fly? Do you? What do you do?
What do you do?
Do you like me? Do you like me? But yeah, but you know, to be fair, we all have first tier. We have first tier, second tier, third tier friends. I think it's only the Gene Ozzy show that will actually tell the truth. We're telling the truth to people. There are first and second and third tier friends.
Too truthful.
But I do have quite a few in my first tier.
Yeah.
That I consider close friends. I have quite a few there. Please don't ask us what tier you are. But
who are you?
Anyway, but this was a fun show. I mean, we can go on forever and talk about a lot of our adult friends and other stories, but you know, this is only an hour show, Gene.
Only an hour.
And I guarantee we're over an hour now, so we have to end the show.
Yes, we do.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I know you want to talk forever because I'm your best friend.
Best friend. People, let me tell you about my best friends.
We have to end the show. Look,
you're falling off the rails here, people.
If you don't have a friend right now and you need some advice, there's some podcasts out there that I can point you towards that you may be able to listen to and gain some perspective on how to become someone's friend.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice of you.
But
it's so nice of you.
I don't think you're going to get much help from this podcast.
Not this one.
Not really. And if you do, hey, we want to hear from you. If you derived something beneficial from this podcast, like something that you can use to become a better friend or to find a friend, let us know. Right into the show.
Yeah. Or if you just
Gene, you want to share our email address?
I will when I find it. It is. Hang on, I'll tell you. Our email address is Gene and Ozzy.
No, it's not. No, you already messed up. I'll just tell them. I'll tell them.
Our email address.
I'll tell them. It's Gene Ozzy Show Podcast. There's no and in there. Gene Ozzy Show Podcast at gmail.com.
Oh, there it is.
You can send whatever. You can send us, love your show, email. You could just email us direct anytime. We'd love to hear from our fans. But no personal emails to that particular email address. Just anything related to the show, please.
Yes.
And one other thing, we're working on a website. As soon as that rolls out, we'll let you know that we have a website.
Yeah.
So things are coming along.
Things are coming along.
We're getting together, Gene.
If you love us, you can support us.
Support us with your voluntary donations. I'll take 100. Gene, what do you take? What do you want? $150. Let's bring it on. You want to support the show? Put your money where your mouth is.
We'll give you more Gene and Ozzy.
Yeah, give us money. We take cash, check, gold.
Give me money, man. Give me money.
I'm just kidding. We're not asking for money.
Give me money, man.
No, we're not.
Oh,
we do this out of love for you.
We do it out of fun. It's not out of love for you. We enjoy doing this.
It's not love.
It's
at
fun.
all.
Yeah. Gene and I have a very serious life outside the show. We're not going to go into those details right now. We have a very serious life. So
and
this helps
utilize,
us
to
unwind.
To unwind. Thank you. Yeah. We utilize this to unwind and to laugh and to bring you the funny that we have sometimes.
And we have to. We have to do this to stay sane, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So well that's a wrap. You have been listening to
Gene
and Ozzy.
Catch you next time.
Yeah, bro.
Bye.
Friends. Before we go any further, let's be friends. The word we use every day. Most of the time we use it in the wrong way. Now you can look the word up again and again, but the dictionary doesn't know the meaning of friends. And if you ask me, you know I couldn't be much help, because a friend's somebody you judge for yourself. Some are okay and they treat you real cool, and some mistake your kindness for being the fool. We like to be with some because they're funny. Others come around when they need some money. Some you grew up with around the way, and you're still real close to this very day. Homeboys through the summer, winter, spring, and fall. And then there's some we wish we never knew at all. And this list goes on again and again. But these are the people that we call friends.